This is the YouTube edition of my book, A Course in Miracles Workbook Nuggets, which is a study aid for the course's workbook for students. I'll begin by reading my book's commentary on today's lesson over a visual of the book's text. I'll then return with some further thoughts on the lesson, which are only included in this YouTube edition of my book. Today's lesson is part of a 10-lesson group which runs from lesson 311 through lesson 320, each of which relates to the last judgment as understood in the course. I'll be repeating this same introduction for each of lessons 311 through 320, so you can skip past this introduction in the future if you like. Timestamps taking you directly to today's Workbook Nuggets commentary and my further comments are provided in the description below. In the course, the last judgment does not refer to a fearful event. It is redefined to be the happy end to the false perception of the illusion. The introduction, which precedes these 10 lessons, concludes with the following paragraph, quote, "This is God's final judgment. You are still my holy Son, forever innocent, forever loving, and forever loved, as limitless as your Creator, and completely changeless and forever pure. Therefore, awaken and return to me. I am your Father, and you are my Son." End quote. Today's lesson from my book and my further thoughts, which are only contained in this YouTube edition of the book, follow. A link to the book on Amazon.com is provided below. Lesson number 318, November 14. In me, salvation's means and end are one. Quote, "I was created as the thing I seek." End quote. This is another of the workbook quotes which I use in my course prayer bead meditation described in the appendix. Because I was created as the thing I seek, quotes, "In me, salvation's means and ends are one." End quote. The title of today's lesson is "In me, salvation's means and end are one." So the title is telling us that salvation's means, that is, how you get there, and end, where you want to go, are one. Well, where we want to get is the memory of our true self. And how we get there is by allowing that very same true self to wake. So the means, your true self waking, and your true self being awake, are, as the lesson tells us, the same. This is because, as the lesson also tells us, you were created as the thing you seek. You were created awake. You just have forgotten. You have forgotten and now think that you are a small, separate will and fragile body. So all you need do is to wake from the illusion of your small, separate self. When the self wakes, it remembers that it is not and never has been a small, separate will in a small, separate body. The means, waking, and end, being awake, are one.